Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, let's read this article and see how we can discuss it, okay? Let's discuss it in a way that we are objective and we try to find truth. And how do you find truth? Try to get as much evidence and be objective in presenting them, analyze them in a logical, chronological way, and you might get closer to the truth. This article comes from Yahoo, from the Money Wise, and this is the title. 63% of Americans support the idea of new stimulus checks to combat hot inflation. All right? So I am not an expert in economy. I don't need to be in order to know what inflation is and what causes inflation. Okay, so from my basic knowledge of economy, I know that one indicator, one action that has as a consequence inflation is printing money, lots of them. Okay, so in this case we have stimulus money. Stimulus money comes from a treasury. Now if the treasury doesn't have the money, United States, it will print the money. Printing the money meaning putting more money in circulation, therefore devaluing the currency and creating inflation. That's one of the main reasons. There are some other ones. Now, I looked to see if United States has, the treasury. Maybe they don't have to print the money because they work in a surplus. They have a surplus. It's like a family. You go and work, you bring money in, and you consume. And if you consume less than you bring in, then you have money that you can save, right? And then you can distribute allowance to your children or whomever is in the society, like a stimulus check. But if you, let's say, break even, you get $100,000 and then you spend $100,000, you don't have any money to distribute. But 63% of Americans, of the family, think that they should get money. All right, but we broke even. I don't have any money. Well, get some. So what do? You go to the bank and you get a loan and you bring the money in here. But you have to pay the loan. How can you pay the loan when you don't bring money in order to have the extra to pay the loan? So that means the loan, the interest, you're not going to pay even the minimum. So you're going to get bankrupt eventually. So then you can't do that. But if you print the money, then you can distribute it. In another way, let's say you work in deficit, you function in a deficit. That means you get $100,000, but you spend $150,000. And then that adds the next month or the next year and year and year. Nobody would let you survive like that in this society if you would function like that. You would not have a house, you would not have a car, you don't have anything unless it's paid off. If it's paid off, they will take it when you file for bankruptcy. They will take it from you. But the US government does that because it prints money and still works in deficit. So I just read another, I looked at some definitions so I can, use proper English here. Maybe a screwed up accent, but not maybe, certainly a screwed up answer, but at least I'm using proper English here. So what is the federal budget deficit for a country? The federal budget deficit is an estimate of how much money the federal government expects to make, the revenue, taxes, and how much it expects to spend, expenditures, each fiscal year, right? So it says in the United States, like many countries, the revenue comes from taxes that are placed on individuals and corporations, as well as customs duties and tariffs. Public expenditures include things like defense, transportation, unemployment, services, and social welfare payments and healthcare. Okay, so we got it. Now, when these things are more than the other things, then we have a deficit. Now, current U.S. deficit, let's see how much it is. Is it in deficit or is it working in profit here? The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, is reporting a federal deficit projection of $3.3 trillion. Trillion. I don't know how much is trillion. I know billion, and then after that I'm lost. Okay, after billion for me is too much. Okay, for the 2020 fiscal year. More specifically, the projected revenues for the year are 3.3 trillion, but projected spendings is estimated to be 6.6 trillion, so double, basically. So you tell me, these guys right here, the 63% of Americans, they want money. Where from? Where from? I'm talking like Biden now. Where? They don't have money. They're going to print money. Printing money creates inflation. And you are already in a deficit of $3.3 trillion. Okay? It's not like you are in a profit, you're a surplus, and then from that you afford to do it. No, you're in a deficit. You're going down. You're going down. Not that way. You know what I mean. So let's see what these guys are saying here. High inflation, rising interest rates, and labor shortages have many experts and economists concerned about a looming recession. Some say we are already in it. Okay, it meets the definition. It's just that they don't want it. You know, like you're falling off a cliff, and you say, "Well, I'm not flying. I'm not falling down. Actually, I'm flying forward." Remember that story that I say about what's his name? Churchill, Winston Churchill. All right, so Winston Churchill told his army when he was retreating, beaten by the Germans, advance to the coast. Remember? So he could at Dunkirk. At Dunkirk, when the French and the Americans and French, British, and whomever they were over there, they were running at Dunkirk, and the Germans were following them because they were beating their fucking asses. And Hitler said, stop, let them, whatever, pause for, I don't know, 24 hours or 48 hours. I can't remember how much it was. 1 day or 2 days. And then all that guys came from across the French channel or English channel. I can't remember. From the English channel. And I know my friends in England or in Great Britain love that. So crossing, and they picked up all that beaten army from Dunkirk. You know that one. Now the thing is, Churchill ordered army that was beaten by the Germans to advance to the coast, not to retreat, to advance. So you can call it however you want, but the fact is that you are retreating, you're running away, you're beaten, your balls are kicked all the way, okay? As these guys, what's going on with the economy meets the definition, but they don't want to call it that way. Well, you can call it however you want, tango or waltz or whatever, but it's whatever. With all this uncertainty, what is clear is that American households are struggling and could use some extra support right now. You know how it is in a soft sand, or how do you get a moving sand, or how do you want to call those sands? You know, that the more you move, the more money you get, the deeper you go. The more money you get now, you think you get out. Actually, when you stop, you sink even deeper. The same here. They could get money now and they would be happy a month or two. But then after a month or two, and the third month will be even worse than 2 months ago before they got that stimulus. Instead, these weasels, the administration, should make sure that they create an economy that is competitive. That then an environment where business will thrive. With handouts, remember ancient Rome, my friends. Ancient Rome, at its end, there were two things they were doing: bread and circus. That's what they did. Circus, watch TV, stay at the telephone all day and text and whatever. Watch TV, stupid things. Get drunk and drugged up because, oh my God, this here. And stimulus checks. That's the bread. They were receiving bread just to keep, and then going down, 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 down. And that happened, what, 2,000 years ago? Not 2,000, 105, 600, 1,600 years ago or so, right? That was going down and down and down before the Goths or whatever came and took care of it. Ostrogoths, Visigoths, whatever they were. So nevertheless, these guys, 63%, they want money. But they will create a worse problem, not only for their idiocracy, for me too, and for others who know that's bad news, that's not good. But you live in the same society, so what are you going to do about it? How can you convince? You're not going to convince them. How can you make them? You can't, because those guys over there will give them, as the Roman emperor gave them. The same way, just to shut up and don't riot, don't take my head off. So they will get it. In the meantime, people like you or me or others will say, okay, like this country goes down, down, down. What am I going to do? What is my family going to do? What is your family going to do? Remember, this stimulus will help you in the short run. In the long run, you just dig yourself deeper and deeper and deeper in that hole. And you're not coming out again. You're not coming out. And this printing the money will not save you. It's not saving you. You have to stop doing that. That's a fake fix. Temporary fake fix. But you live with these guys. And these guys vote. Well, free country, you can vote. That's fine with me. But just saying. Anyway, 60%, 63% want that. What's going to happen when we're going to have more people on social programs, so-called, and less people working? What's going to happen? Right now, the working people are like this, and let's say the people on social programs are like this. What happens? All kind of programs, okay? Disability and unemployment and I don't know, my cock can't get an erection or something, okay? Let's say this goes like this, because this right here, these are the guys that are taxed and their businesses, right? Now when this is gonna go down and this guy's gonna go, or this guy's gonna jump on this right here and he's gonna switch, what's gonna happen? Because this has been growing. Now what are we gonna do? And what these guys are doing with a stimulus check basically are doing services. They're just doing handouts. So what are you gonna do? They're gonna jump here, because a lot of people are right here. They earn a little bit more, just a little bit more than the person who gets the money from wherever, the services, the help. So then say, hey, I'm waking up at 6 o'clock a.m. I'm going to work, maybe I work overtime. Sometimes I work Saturday, sometimes I work Sunday, and I earn a little bit more than another person who's not doing anything, just stays home. Why should I do this? And that person, my taxes support that person and that person and that person. How about I'm sick of it? I'm just doing it and nothing. Bye-bye. So you have people like that jumping on the other, and it's gonna go like this. So what are you gonna do then? What's the fix? What's the fix? How are you gonna fix it? You're not gonna fix it. This is gonna be going for you with a guillotine on their backs. Let's look for whomever is guilty. You're guilty. Come over here. Put the guillotine. Next one. Who's Baba? And then they would turn around and look in the mirror. Wait a second. You are guilty too. It happened. Remember. Each revolution kills its own whatever, sons or children or whatever. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.